I'm not going anywhere. I am not moving from this seat. I'm not fucking leaving, says Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola's press conference ahead of the Aston Villa game has just concluded. Now, I never really do press conference videos, do I? But I feel that this press conference is a heavy hitter. We have all eagerly waited the press conference of Pep Guardiola this week, knowing what has gone on this week as well. Obviously, City charged with 101 different things. A lot of news has broken. So we knew that this press conference was not basically going to be centered around the Aston Villa game. There'll be a few questions here and there, but Pep Guardiola was going to have to, for the first time, face the media following a massive week in the news and world of Manchester City. How was he going to handle this? He has come out with some big quotes. It would have been very easy for Pep Guardiola to come out and say, the club have made a statement, no comment. I will stand by what the club have said and we'll see what happens. My future, I don't know, we'll see what happens. No, Pep has come out with a siege mentality, a we are together mentality, a fighting attitude, and that is what we want to see. I've seen, following one of these quotes, which I'm going to get into, rival fans online saying he's tarnishing his legacy, he's standing by a bunch of cheaters. In the history of Manchester City, Pep Guardiola will go down as an even bigger legend for what he said today, as long as he stands by it. It's absolutely fantastic to see your manager at the forefront saying, no, I'm not wilting away from the battle on the pitch or off the pitch either. I'm willing to stand by my club. I love it. I absolutely love it. The main quote, obviously, that everybody is celebrating and saying is fantastic, and it is fantastic, is I am not moving from this seat. I can assure you more than ever that I want to stay more than ever. You all said Pep will want to leave. Is it time for Pep to leave? They asked him about the quote a couple of years ago, which was, if I'm lied to by the club or I feel the club betray my trust, I will leave the next day, or something along those lines. He does not feel for 1 second the club is betraying his trust. He does not feel for 1 second the club is lying to him, and he is up for this. He backs the club. He backs everything we are doing right now. He believes we are innocent. Let's break down some of these other quotes, because a lot happened in this press conference. Let me know your thoughts, people, down below on absolutely everything Pep Guardiola said. I'm going to go down to the bottom. I've highlighted some of the quotes that stood out to me the most, that I feel I would like to say a few things on, or that I have a few thoughts on. He said so much more. It was an absolutely action-packed press conference as far as press conferences go. I don't even tend to watch press conferences because generally they're very robotic and very boring, but this one, Pep came out with personality. The first quote that I have here that I liked was, he says, "We had accusations and now we are charged. The club proved we are completely innocent." This is regarding the UEFA one. So obviously people were suggesting, following our court case at the Court of Arbitration for Sports against UEFA, that it was a time-barred situation, when the reality is we were actually cleared of the alleged charges, or the charges we were alleged of breaching, whatever, disguised payments, etc. We were actually cleared as innocent in that situation, even though the journalists, many of them whom were in the room today, decided to not pay attention to that and just focus on the time-barring technicality. That's why we got the 9 million fee. It is, or the 9 million punishment, whatever it was. The next quote, "Time will dictate what is going to happen, but just in case we are not innocent, we will accept what the judge and the PL decide." This is what I have been saying all along, and this is what all City content creators, from what I've seen so far, and City fans online in general, have said. We believe we're innocent because the club have said we're innocent. We're not going to turn on the board or the club right now while they're saying they're innocent, just because the rest of the world has deemed us to be guilty. Many of you rival fans and journalists acting in appalling fashion, acting as judge, jury, and executioner. We're not going to turn on our club and our board right now, who have given us so much. If the judge deems us to be guilty, we will then ask the questions, and we'll basically cross that bridge when we get to it. But as of right now, in this country, it's innocent till proven guilty. So right now, unfortunately, people, City are innocent. I don't want to hear about the optics don't look great and this doesn't look good, that doesn't look good. Shove it and shush until we're proven guilty. You don't know what's going to happen. Judge Judy. The next quote, "If what happened with UEFA, we are innocent, then what happens to restore our payback, our damages?" That's basically saying, now, if we are proven innocent, how do we restore the massive damages on our reputation caused by all these people around the world, rivals and journalists and media in general, already deeming and condemning City as guilty? How do we restore our reputation? Basically suggesting Could we take the Premier League and many of these other people to the cleaners and rinse them for every count of defamation you can think of? I don't know. He's not saying we will, but he's also not saying we won't. But he's making it very clear that in our thought process will be, how do we restore our reputation if found innocent? Because a lot of damage has been caused on it so far. Now, Pep Guardiola once again listed every single Premier League club that tried and failed to get Man City banned from the Premier League. He listed off 9 Premier League clubs. The ones that stuck in my mind the most were Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool, United. And he's basically saying this is not the first time that these big clubs, or these clubs that we compete with on a week-to-week basis, have tried to take us down. Pep was making it very clear that as we are not one of the traditional established clubs, and we have come in and disrupted the peace within the established traditional clubs, there's a huge amount of jealousy. You look at our situation. Sheikh Mansour has come in, built a state-of-the-art training ground. We have a brand new stadium. He's pumped money into our first team, into our academy team, into our women's team, done unbelievable things within the community of East Manchester, etc. We've won trophy after trophy. The club has grown from strength to strength. And all these rival clubs who are traditional and established clubs with great heritage and all that kind of thing, they're going, fuck, I wish that was my club. So there's a massive glaring element of jealousy reeking off these clubs. So it doesn't come as a surprise when they're banding together to try and take down this empire that Sheikh Mansour and Manchester City have slowly built and is absolutely thriving right now. Now, next quote. Pep Guardiola, we will go to the low division, no problem. We've been there before. We will call Paul Dickoff, Mike Summerby, and make a good process. This is brilliant, whether he means it or whether he doesn't, but it seemed he's trying to make us feel like even if we get sent down to the lower divisions, I will be there and I will bring us back to the top. We will do whatever is necessary when that time comes to get City out of the lower divisions and back to the top. Like I said, even if he doesn't actually mean that, and if we got sent down, he left, it is what it is. But right now, he's showing a fighting spirit and he's saying, no, whatever consequences come our way, I'm standing by the club, and that's what we're going to do. Can you imagine? City are sent down after winning 4 or 5 Premier Leagues in 5 or 6 years, whatever it is. City are sent down to League 2, and Pep Guardiola sticks around. He says, no, I'm up for this fight, and takes us from League 2 back to the Premier League and maybe even win it again. What an unbelievable story that would be. He's a weird guy, Pep. He might be thinking along those lines if that case was to arise, but it's completely uncharted territory and something not even worth talking about just yet, because like I've already referred to, we are innocent as of right now. Next quote. In this country, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. This didn't happen with Man City. He's once again referring to the fact that we are innocent right now, but the whole world has condemned us as guilty. You've all decided. City are guilty. City are guilty. You've all become £2 solicitors and decided in your black shirts and ties that City are guilty without any case taking place, any facts being released. Just simply for the fact that you read a hacked email, which could be drawn up in anybody's Microsoft Word, you've said, no, City are guilty. City can't make more money than Manchester United. That's impossible. City won 6 Premier Leagues in 11 years, but that doesn't matter. We sell more shirts. Come on, man, shove it. Listen, Pep says they have set a precedent. What they, rival clubs, have done to us. Be careful. Strong words from Pep. Strong words. Be careful. You don't know what you're dealing with, essentially. You don't know what we can do, what sort of a powerhouse you're dealing with. You may feel if you all band together, you can get us sent down or you can get us out of business, but just be careful because some things come back to bite you in the arse. And I like that. And that's essentially the last quote that I have highlighted that I wanted to talk about. I think it was a banging press conference from Pep Guardiola. I loved his attitude. And as I've said on an episode recently, this should be a turning point for us. This should be, if anything is going to make us band together, become a unit and move with a siege mentality. Now it is the time. Now it is the time. So I'm happy. I'm very happy that my manager did not wilt away from these heavy questions. He met them head on and spoke with fight and vengeance. I like that. That's the way I'd want my manager to be. I think that's the way any of you would want your managers to be too, to back your club at a time where they need to be backed, where everybody needs to be moving together. So I'm very happy with this. Let me know, people. Please let me know your thoughts on everything Pep Guardiola has said in this press conference. There's some very, very big statements, some very, very big quotes. And if you would do me the favor as well of just liking the video, it really, really does help, find a bigger audience. Leave your comments down below and do subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're about 500 now off 6K. So I'd love to hit 6K as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching and we'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Listen to your